This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, leading the league in podcasting entertainment.
Hello, football fans, and welcome to The Onside Kick. My name is Ricky Widmer, and as always, joined by Mark Weber.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And you know what, Mark? I'm here because I don't want to get fined. Dave's not here. I guess he's okay with getting fined $500K?
Yeah, I hear Dave's got that kind of money. I hear he does.
Because, Mark, I'm going to say
Because he's busy working.
Because, Mark, I'm going to say it 28 more times. I'm here so I won't get fined.
Only 27 left.
I'm here so I won't get fined.
26.
I'm here so I won't get fined.
25.
If you're sitting there going, hey, Ricky, why are you saying that so much? You missed out on Media Day for the Super Bowl where Marshawn Lynch sat at the podium and not only said 29 times, I'm here so I won't get fined, at the beginning of the interview, you could call it, told everyone, hey, you know what? I'm just letting you know, I'm here so I won't get fined. You can ask me anything you want, but you're all going to get the same answer.
Yeah.
And they all got, I'm here so I won't get fined.
You know, I like Marshawn Lynch. I really do. But he comes across like such a little brat from this. Like, I get it. You don't want to do these stupid interviews. Get a better lawyer then. Or get a better agent because it's in your damn contract. So just man up and do it. Just do the stupid interview. You can give the classic, like, so how do you guys think you did in this game? Oh, I think we did real well. My teammates did a great job. You can give those stupid, dumbass answers that nobody cares about. That's fine. Because you know what happens then? They stop interviewing you.
Well,
or they do it for like 10 seconds and they're done.
You know what I think this is? And I know that...
Oh, it's a battle of pride.
No. It's not just that. I know there's guys like Mark Schlereth on ESPN today was one of the biggest guys to say, hey, you know what? This was unprofessional from Marshawn Lynch.
It is. It's part of your job.
To me, I'm not even going to get into he doesn't want to do interviews, but yeah, it's in his contract. What I think this is just the kind of culmination of everything we've seen this year. We have seen Marshawn Lynch 2 months ago in a post-game interview. He responded to every single question with, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another one where he just said, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Over and over and over. This was the last one. This was kind of like the big middle finger to Roger Goodell saying, hey, you know what? You're going to make me be here. I'm just going to say I'm here so I won't get fined over and over and over.
Two things. First of all, I want to know, does he do anything with it? Like, for example, he got the $500,000 fine. Does he, obviously that's a lot of money, but does he do anything like match that and give it to charity or something like that?
I don't know.
Because I know Brandon Marshall did when he got fined.
He
used to match things. I wish he would. I think that would be very nice. But anyways, that's not the point. The point I'm making, want to know the easiest way to make this all stop? If you're Marshawn Lynch, this is what you do.
What?
Answer the damn question. Give them an actual answer. Because right now you're making yourself into a media circus. Everybody wants to interview you.
Maybe he wants that.
But he obviously doesn't. He claims he doesn't want it because of anxiety and stuff like that. But here's the thing. And I can understand that for sure. But then in that case, like I said, get a better agent who gets that out of your contract. But here's the situation. And I bet the next contract he has, it won't be included.
Yeah.
But if you just go there...
like if he goes to the Raiders aren't going to make him speak to anyone because they have a running back that can actually run the ball.
Well, plus they want... any team that like needs a running back, they're going to go, anything you want, bud, anything you want.
You don't want to talk to anyone? You don't even have to be in the room.
You know what? We'll make Derek Carr talk twice. Like, it's just... But here's the thing. If you just give the simplest answers, because the only reason all these people want to be there is because you won't answer. And they want to be a part. They want to be that, because that's the reason why everybody keeps asking the question. They want to be the one that makes him actually talk. They just want it so badly because one day he's going to actually slip up and he's going to say something and you're going to be the one that asks that question. And they're going to feel great about themselves. So if you just answer the damn questions, people are going to stop caring. And they'll interview for, you for like 2 minutes and then they'll stop and they'll go away.
See, but this is more, and like, I know how I mentioned how, maybe he likes that. He doesn't. That was stupid to say. This is what I think it really is. He doesn't want to do this, obviously. This is him saying, hey, you know what? You're going to make me do this. I'm not going to give you what you want.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL...
Kind of bratty. Yeah, kind of like a 2-year-old.
But I don't care. Yeah. I kind of like it because if he doesn't want to talk, I don't think he has to talk. Even Russell Wilson made a comment today. Someone asked him a question about, like, I think the question was, oh, if there was, like, one rule that you could change in the NFL, like, what would it be? And he's like, yeah, you know what? I don't, like, see any rule I want to change. I just want to see these guys stop nagging on my guy, Marshawn.
For sure. You know what else that players don't want to do?
What?
Practice. OTAs.
Okay,
off season. They don't want to do those things, but they do them.
We talking about practice?
You man up and you do it.
Hey, Brett Favre never had to do an OTA.
Well, Brett Favre is Brett Favre, who retired every year and then goes, oh, I'm not retired anymore. Marshawn Lynch can try that after games. Hey, guys, I'm retired. Come back for the game. But I just think there's so many things to it, and I get that it's kind of stupid,
no,
kind of
he'd have
silly.
to do a press conference every time he retired, and then came back.
Exactly. But he can quietly retire. But there's so many like dumb things that players have to do, but you have to do it. I mean, this guy's rich as hell.
Guess how many?
He's getting paid millions.
Guess how many reporters?
Just do the damn interview.
Guess how many reporters were at his podium at least 15 minutes before he arrived?
Probably all of them.
200.
Yeah, exactly.
200
they want to be a part.
Reporters.
He's doing this to himself. Here's the thing, Marshawn. You give me $500, I will do your interview for you. I will sit there for an hour and I will do the whole damn thing. I will say what you can give me a script and I will say anything you put on it. Give me $500, and you're getting paid a shit ton more than that.
See, and this is the thing where, I mean, we're not even getting that far into it yet. Not only did he say a total of 29 times, I'm here so I won't get fined. The maximum time you have to stay at the podium, 4:51. He set a timer on his phone, and apparently, according to
the minimum time
ESPN article, he stayed the designated time for 4:51. At 4:51, timer went off. He said time, stood up, and walked from the microphone.
I just like, to me, I mean, it is fun. It really is a fun thing right now. But it's just like he has to see that he's doing this to himself. He has to be aware of that, right? Like, I mean, I get he's obviously weighed it in his head and he thinks this is worth it for his his act of defiance.
It's him fighting a cause that he thinks. I think it's more of him fighting the man and the man being Roger Goodell because let's be honest. The players hate Roger Goodell.
Most of them, yeah.
Unless you're like Tom Brady and you're far up Robert Kraft's ass.
Yeah. I'd say most of them.
Or you can call him Robert Kraft. I mean,
that
works.
It was almost pretty clever, Ricky. Clever slip up. You could have just went with it and pretended like you were just that clever.
Robert Kraft's ass.
But like, I don't know. It's to me, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, I get why he is taking it up and he thinks it's a big deal. But somewhere he has to see that he's doing this to himself. That's all that goes through my mind is he has to know that he is causing his trouble.
Yeah, and
I know he wants to blame Roger Goodell for the rules, but those are the stupid rules that are there. They might be dumb, but they're there.
To be honest, though, when I was coming over to this podcast tonight, I saw a commercial on ESPN that it's a progressive commercial. And it's like the exclusive Marshawn Lynch interview with Kenny Mayne. And Marshawn Lynch is actually talking. It's like an interview, but he's talking about progressive. Yeah. And Kenny Mayne even says, and the whole joke about it is, wow, Marshawn, I think this is the most words I've ever heard you speak at one time. He also did a commercial where he was at a press conference for Skittles.
Yeah.
And actually did a press conference with the Skittles backdrop. And hey, early on in his career, the Skittles thing was getting him money. Now he can take this, do commercials about it, and get more money.
He's making himself into, I don't want to say a joke, but he's making himself into a phenomena with it. And it's not like it's not like a sports phenomenon. He's making himself into a media entertainment phenomenon in this case.
Let me throw a tweet at you. This was from former Seattle Seahawk, now Detroit Lion, Golden Tate. Quote, I'm here so I won't get fined, end quote. I love the answer. Y'all can't control everything. 100 emoticon, checkmark emoticon, 100 emoticon, at Money Lynch.
which is just funny. But I love the emoticon.
Had to throw the
inclusion.
emoticons in there.
I love the emoticons. Got to throw them in there. But or in some people's cases, blank square, blank square,
Yeah.
blank square. But anyways, I mean, obviously Golden Tate's gonna stick up for his former teammate and stuff like that. The fact of like you can't control everything, like yeah, I totally get that. But at the same time, they're still controlling it because then they're just fining you. And in that case, they just take money, which they put somewhere for wherever the hell they want in their reserves of billions. So they don't care. Honestly, does anyone think that it really bothers Roger Goodell that Marshawn Lynch won't do these interviews? No, because everybody's clickbaiting that shit, and they're getting more money. He's getting more money for NFL Network, more money for ESPN, more money for Fox. Everybody's happy.
Anyone who writes about the Seahawks.
Everyone is thrilled that this is happening because it keeps clickbaiting, and people keep clicking it. They keep getting ad revenue. Everyone's loving it. It's funny because Marshawn Lynch is going against the system, but he's playing right into the system. And I don't know if he's aware of that, if he's for it, and this is just something, or if he doesn't care.
I don't think he's aware of that.
Yeah, but
I just think
he plays right into the system.
I just think he's doing it because in his head he's saying, "Hey, you know what? If you want me to be here, I will give you the bare minimum,
for sure,
and that is what you will get."
And it actually is more beneficial to Roger Goodell in the NFL because Roger Goodell's making more money for the NFL. He's not going anywhere.
I believe it was PTI today. It was Wilbon on PTI said that the NFL's a money machine. They turn the lights on in the morning and they just print money.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
And this is the thing, why people complain about Roger Goodell and how he's such a bad commissioner. He's the best commissioner the NFL has ever had. The money machine that the NFL is.
Better than Paul Tagliabue?
Yes, because we make a shit ton more money than we used to in the NFL. I say we, I'm not a part of it. But the NFL makes so much more money than they used to.
You're talking the collective we.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody involved at the NFL, media, teams. We're going to go to London. We're going to go to Canada.
Well, and it's also,
ridiculous.
I feel like that's just, it's also where the times we're heading. Back when Tagliabue was the commish, we didn't have things like YouTube where someone, Joe Schmo, in his basement can't turn on a webcam and talk about the Packers, and they're just lost to Seattle.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that before.
Now
you can. Now there's people that'll actually watch that.
For sure. And I think, I say he's the best, and obviously you got to think about what the commissioner's job is. Commissioner's job is to represent, A, the owners, and B, make money.
He's there for the owners first.
Yeah. He's not the players' union.
No.
And he probably shouldn't be the enemy of the players' union, which he is, essentially. But he's doing everything his job requires him to do. Unfortunately, it makes him a villain, but he's a very successful villain.
Look, can I throw another question? This is a Marshawn Lynch question at you.
Of course.
There was, and I can't remember the exact figure, but the NFL told Marshawn Lynch coming into Super Bowl Sunday that if he does his crotch grab, he's going to get fined for it. However, the NFL was selling like a little like plaqued Seahawks champion. One of the pictures, Marshawn Lynch with the crotch grab.
My question of that, though, and I don't know.
They took it off. Like, you can't buy it anymore. But, I mean, come on. You said you're going to find the guy, and then you're selling
my
him
questions
doing
with
it?
that are, did the NFL really make that, or did somebody else make that? And was somebody else actually selling it?
It was the NFL selling it.
Did the NFL actually make it?
It's all I care about is that it's the NFL selling it.
Oh, sure. But what I'm trying to say is, did they...
It's not like someone made it and they sold it on eBay. The NFL was selling it.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying,
style.
did some other company make this?
I don't know.
Because that's what it came to. Because there's no way. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, and I'm glad they took it off because that's dumb. If you're gonna find the guy, you can't profit off of it. But the situation is more of a kind of like I don't think that they knew this was happening until it came out, and they're like, oh. What did we do? What did we do? We just lost our moral high ground, that type of situation. It's dumb. The crotch grab thing is a little. I get we want to be the family entertainment league or whatever whatever acronyms you want to make. It's just a crotch grab. We can see it on basic cable. It's not that big of a deal. You probably can't see it on basic cable. But still, you can see it anywhere you want, pretty much.
We've seen a lot worse. I remember, I think it was a year or two ago. I think it was actually...
Talking about the boob?
No, I'm talking about it was the Thanksgiving game where I believe it was a Ravens or maybe Broncos assistant coach. I think it was Josh McDaniels, where he's yelling at his team on the sideline. He's mic'd up. He drops an F-bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Right before they cut to commercial.
Oh, you hear quarterbacks swear all the time when they're mic'd up. Or various players.
This year, what Tom Brady was, where there were moms that actually wrote letters to the NFL saying, oh, well, I don't find this appropriate because I could mouth read Tom Brady screaming swears on the football field.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that whole thing's a little ridiculous. I get why they fined him. I don't think they needed to fine him for that one. I mean, you're fining him for everything, so I guess why not? But it's just one of those messages of, hey, not cool, guys. Don't do it. I mean, to be fair, you get fined if you flick off the fans or if you flick off a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, the crotch grab is the exact same thing in my eyes is flicking off whoever. So, I guess you have to fine it.
Yeah, it was, and the photo, it was a group of 5 photos. It was on the NFL shop website for $149.
I wonder if people who ordered it get it still or if it's canceled.
Also,
because you know how much money that would go for now?
Yeah. And on top of, he's like, if he does it, they find him $20,000 for it. If he does it at the Super Bowl, let's say he scores a touchdown,
$20 million,
and then does a crotch grab. That means that because of the 15-yard penalty that he will get, Seahawks are kicking off from their 20 if he crotch grabs after a touchdown.
Big deal. Kickoffs are jokes anyways.
The reason, and this is my whole belief on it, and then you can rebut. I say if the Seahawks are just whooping the Patriots, and it's late in the game, he scores a touchdown, go ahead, crotch grab.
I mean,
if you're up like 35-7, you score another touchdown, go ahead and crotch grab. Doesn't matter, game's over.
I guess if you want to, feel free. If I'm a player, on his team, I'm pissed off if he does it in a close game. If he does it in that case, I don't care. I'm probably not paying attention at that point anyways. I'm thinking about Disney World.
Or if it's a game-winning touchdown, crotch grab, who cares? No time on the clock.
Wouldn't it be great if Roger Goodell comes down on a helicopter, like, and onto the 50-yard line and comes out and goes, because of that crotch grab, I have taken away the fine. I'm also taking away the touchdown. And then gets back on the helicopter, flies away. Patriots win. And then you notice that, Kraft is driving the helicopter.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing, I mean, coming into this week, we talked about it last week, and I know you got to kind of mention it coming into the Super Bowl, where there were a lot of questions this week, today, about, and it's a dumb name, I'll admit, Deflategate.
Yeah, add gate to things.
Or the Deflatriots, as people are calling them.
We should be calling Marshawn Lynch's thing Interview Gate.
Interview Gate.
Just add gate to things. And the thing that makes me so mad about that, remember, political science major back in college.
Yeah.
We encourage
Fun fact for you kiddos that didn't know that Mark was a political science major.
True. We encourage places like Fox News to do that. Just add gate to things and sensationalize things. Anyways, just had to get that off my chest.
Because we both know that both of us hate Fox News.
We do. We hate Fox News so much. Fox Sports 1, okay. Fox News, awful. Anyways, but God, Ricky. Now I'm in tangent mode. But the thing, okay, for Deflategate. The biggest thing that came out lately, of course, Richard Sherman talking about how Kraft and Goodell, they're good buddies and whatnot. And they hang out and stuff like that. They eat dinner together. Is it a conflict of interest? You better believe it's a conflict of interest, first of all. But the whole thing is a conflict of interest, really. Because you can't take... This is unprecedented, basically. You can't take a team out of the Super Bowl now. Because, first of all, you can't play the what-if game. But second of all, it's like, there was some deflated balls. Does that really equate taking a win away? Let's say it happened in the regular season.
Which the Colts say it may have.
It may have. There's no way in hell the NFL would reverse a game decision and say, now we're going to take that away. It's not the NCAA. We're not going to vacate
I can't
wins.
Stand because the NCAA gets away with murder.
They vacate wins. They give wins back. They do what they
Joe
want.
Paterno, he just got his wins back.
They did. He said,
Did you actually Did you actually hear about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
About the Penn State hockey team. A little off topic, but
Hockey? No.
Yeah.
Would people play that
no,
game?
no, no. What happened was, you know how
I'm
the
kidding. Hockey's
NCAA
great.
gave Joe Paterno his wins back?
Yeah.
What the hockey team did was on the back of their helmets,
Mm-hmm.
they had like a black circle patch with the number
Mm-hmm.
on the back of their helmets. Penn State AD lost it. Thought it was inappropriate, shouldn't be on the helmets. And I'm sitting there going, why? They're showing pride for your old football coach, your legendary football coach.
No, I'm against it too. I would have been mad too. Because of the whole, molesting kids thing.
Well, I know that, but I mean, I feel like
Nope.
you're not.
Nothing for Penn State's okay with me.
You know, like
They
Penn
should have
State
gotten
at
the whole
all.
death penalty.
Really?
Got the whole death penalty. And I'm saying, like,
Wait. The UAB death penalty, where it just shut it all down. What people say SMU should get, shut it all down.
When I refer to the death penalty, I refer more to SMU's death penalty.
Yeah, where it's like shut it down
Just for a little bit.
Where you're never gonna come back.
Well, SMU exists. They still play football.
But they're not anything where they could have been.
Yeah, like for me, there's no way in hell they were going to do it. We talk about conflict of interest in the NFL. That's a conflict of interest. You can't destroy Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State is a legendary, school for football, especially, but other sports as well. But that's what I would have wanted to have.
Well, and we're talking about
This is just personal feelings.
Well, and we're talking about controversies. Let's go on the other side of the ball. The New England Patriots, they had some guys at Media Day today.
Mhm.
It wasn't all about the Seahawks. It wasn't all about Marshawn Lynch saying, I'm here so I won't get fined. Brandon Browner, cornerback for the Patriots, was on the champion Seahawks last year. He said some pretty interesting things today. I'm going to throw one kind of long quote at you, Mark. Starts the quote with, "Those are my brothers," speaking about the Seahawks players. "At the end of the day, there are no hard feelings. It's like any game. You have a guy that messes up his ankle, you want to tackle him and make sure you land on that ankle. Say the guy messes up his shoulder, you tackle him and land on his shoulder. That's part of the game." End quote. And he's talking about Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, where he told his Patriot teammates, go after their shoulder, their ankle. I know Sherman's got a nagging, it's either the elbow or the shoulder. Make sure he lands on it. Knock him out of the game for a little bit. Not end his career like the Saints tried to do to Brett Favre in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? He has a nagging injury in his shoulder. Hey, he lands on that shoulder awkwardly. Hey, he's on the sideline for a little bit, and you can get some plays.
You know those gloves you guys are wearing? Yeah, put brass knuckles under those. Just do it. It's fine, guys. Here's the thing. I think it's good that he said that for his teammates, because his teammates are probably wondering, all right, if we play a little tough, I'm gonna say the word tough. You can use whatever word you want, but I'm using tough. If we play a little tough, is this teammate who used to be a teammate of theirs, is he gonna be upset with us? Is he gonna be mad at us? Is that gonna be an issue? So I'm glad he said that for his teammates. I think that's good. I don't think it needs to be said. I think it's kind of a given. We know every NFL team does it.
Okay, and everyone's going to hear these comments and say, oh, well, he shouldn't say that. It's all Bountygate, scumbag.
For sure.
It's all this. But you know what? I'm going to bring up PTI again, because Wilbon brought up a great point today.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in almost every single football game? A pileup. What do you think happens in that pileup?
Oh, those are brutal.
They are you don't think they're just saying, oh, sorry, man, let me get off you. No, there's some WWE
they're
wrestling type stuff going on.
Do you have the ball? Oh, you don't have the ball? Hey, do you have the ball? Oh, you got the ball? Oh, that's fine. You can keep it, man.
No, the dirtiest stuff goes on in those piles. Because whatever you need to get a slight advantage.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and that's a situation. You're naive.
Look at Ndamukong. Well, Ndamukong's different. He's just straight
he steps
dirty.
on people.
Yeah, he's straight dirty.
Well, the whole defensive
He
line
goes
of
fee, fi, fo, fum and steps on an ankle.
the Detroit Lions are no. But you're naive if you think this stuff doesn't happen. If you think that someone who's injured does not try and get, or someone doesn't try and get them more injured. But here's the thing, though. I think it's more advantageous for you to leave a guy like Richard Sherman who's hurt on there. He's got one arm. Leave him on the field. What's he really going to do to stop you? Especially as that game goes on, he's probably going to get hurt a little bit more and more and more. And he's the kind of guy who's prideful, which is a good thing. but he's not going to want. I mean, we saw it in the conference championship game. He did not leave that field.
Yeah.
And he had no business being on that field.
Yeah.
If Aaron Rodgers had looked and gone, I think I can throw it to him now, and he was not going to intercept it, that would have probably, I can't say for sure, but that might have helped the Packers not lose that game in horrible, embarrassingly hilarious fashion. I'm a Bears fan, guys.
Yeah.
But
well, we kind of understood, Mark.
yeah, you never know.
I mean, if you're new to
listeners.
the podcast, Mark's a Bears fan. I'm a Vikings fan, so we both hate the Patriots. We hate the Packers.
Yeah, the Patriots are okay, but we hate the Packers.
I will say, I used to hate the Patriots like 01, 02, 03, 04
Repeats,
during their dynasty era.
Yeah. But I mean, I just think if you're out there, you got one hand, you're not helping your team out that much. We'll see. Maybe he is.
I don't know. Richard Sherman is. I feel like he's a help no matter when he's on the field. Just because of how smart he plays.
I want to know, though, if the NFL is testing for Adderall right now. And just going to throw that out there. Because remember the Seahawks. No one talks about that when it comes to Super Bowl season. The Seahawks are known for their Adderall issues. And if you don't know anything about Adderall, it's just a normal drug that it helps you concentrate or anything like that.
Isn't that the one that college kids take during finals and stuff?
Exactly. But here's the thing. What it also does, it makes drug tests inconclusive or makes them not be able to test for PEDs.
Yeah.
Not saying that there's not anyone on the Patriots who might be doing the same thing, but that's just what
come on,
that's what the Seahawks.
Have you seen Gronkowski lately?
All natural, Gronkowski. But he just the Seahawks were for a while known for their PEDs.
I would reference a certain book about Gronk, but I don't want to lose our G rating, Mark.
That's true. Got to keep it up. Got to keep that G. I think we already lost it when I said shit like 3 times.
I think so. But
beep.
And the Seahawks, they kind of had mixed feelings about the Browner comments. Linebacker KJ Wright, he went into, I didn't know he said that, but we don't play like that. We don't go out there.
You do.
We don't go out there and try to hurt people.
Yes, you do.
I don't care if they have an injury. We're not going out there to hurt people, and especially guys you're close to. That's what Wright said. Richard Sherman, on the other hand, downplayed it, where he said, BB, meaning Brandon Browner, doesn't always say things the way he means them, but we know what he means. We're okay with him, and he's okay with us. He's a competitor.
It's football. They understand how football works.
And he went on to add that, he was caught up in the moment. He didn't mean any malice. It's just one of those things where we know him as a person. Sometimes he exaggerates a little bit, and we know who he is.
Yeah, I mean, they're football players. They understand this.
Yeah.
They understand what they're doing, especially defensive football players.
It's a very physical game.
Yeah, the defensive football players know exactly what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
They understand.
So, okay, before we get into the actual game, one more storyline we have to talk about, and it has to do with Mr. Brady.
All right. Let's talk about Tommy B.
Mr. Brady came out today-ish, I believe. But more importantly, his dad came out and said that he believes that it will end badly in New England for Tom Brady, solely because Brady said, I just know I'm sitting here at 37. I feel perfect after 16 games. My arm doesn't hurt. My legs don't hurt. My teammates, they're hurting. Brady has said he plans to play into 43, 44, even 45 if he can.
Tom Brady then went on to say, I am a god.
A demigod.
Isn't that what it sounds like he's basically saying? He's saying nothing can happen to me. I'm immortal.
Yeah, well,
I'm Tom Brady.
And then 2008 happens, right? 28.
Well, that's my first thought when I said this. He says, I feel good at 37. And I'm like, yeah, wait till 38. Wait till 39. You never know what's going to happen. And one day, you might get that injury that just, you're done.
Especially when there's a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo sitting behind you.
Especially
the
when
Italian from Illinois.
Especially when you're going up against a, Seattle Seahawks defense who might destroy you. Or you might run into, Ndamukong Suh one day who destroys you.
Hey, Ndamukong Suh, you know what would be the best thing for Rex Ryan to do? Get Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah, for sure.
Could you imagine him going up against Brady 2 times a year? Maybe 3 if they meet in the playoffs?
He will wear the brass knuckles under his gloves.
Oh, and then he'd stomp on Brady's leg.
Yeah, and then Brady's done.
Remember what I said? Fee, fi, fo, thumb. That's the Ndamukong Suh.
That's just like this. I get it. If you feel good, you want to instill confidence. You say, I feel amazing. I can do anything I want. But you just never know. At any time, it might end. You know, I mean, we didn't think that Peyton Manning would have that horrible back neck injury that we all thought was going to end his career.
Yeah.
You know, you might have an issue with Brett Favre. Gets thrown to the ground a few too many times, never really quite comes back from it.
Can I throw out, and I'm taking this totally from PTI. I'm going to add one quarterback that they didn't mention.
Mm.
Can I throw out a few quarterbacks and you tell me how it ended with their respective teams?
Sure.
Brett Favre.
Not well.
Montana.
Not very well.
Unitas.
Not very well.
Yeah, not very well.
Yeah.
Not very well at all.
And Tom Brady can join the club. But I just think, like, in
Peyton Manning with the Colts.
I would say not very well.
Not very well.
But now it's getting a little bit better.
But at the time, not very well.
Because they don't care because they have Andrew Luck now.
And that's exactly... Jimmy Garoppolo,
hopefully.
To me, he's like... He's not Andrew Luck because he wasn't a first-round pick. He's more like an Aaron... He's going to be the Aaron Rodgers to Tom Brady as Favre.
Very possible. Very possible.
That's what it's going to be.
I wonder if Tom Brady makes...
Tom Brady will get the 40.
I wonder if he makes Garoppolo go and grab the balls and feel them and make sure they're doing okay down there.
Because, you know, that's what Favre did.
That's who we need to be checking on. Did Jimmy Garoppolo deflate the balls?
That's another thing about that. Did you hear the big thing about the whole deflating story? How, the one guy who had the bag of balls went into the bathroom for 90 seconds.
Oh, he had to take a peek.
Could it just be that he was taking a piss?
It's possible.
That he didn't take the balls in there to deflate everything? And to be honest,
11 of them.
If he can deflate 11 of them in 90 seconds, that's got to be like a Guinness World Record, right?
I don't know. There's only one way to find out.
Time him.
Let's try it.
Let's time him.
But
if he can do it in under 90 seconds, we got ourselves some cold, hard evidence.
Here's my thing, though, when it comes to Tom Brady. I'm all for him saying that, but he's got to win. He's got to win this Super Bowl right now. Because if he's 37. And I'm not saying that Patriots fans are going to want to give him the boot right now. But if he loses this Super Bowl, you just lost 3 Super Bowls. Your last 3 Super Bowls you played in, you lost all 3 of them.
Where Russell Wilson's 2-0.
Yeah. And in that case, you're an older quarterback, and I'm sitting there going, all right, I think Tom Brady's done. You know, as right now, people in Denver, they don't want to get rid of Peyton Manning, but they're sitting there going, Peyton Manning, you've been here for 3 years. You haven't won a Super Bowl yet. Should we look for somewhere else? Like, how's Brock Osweiler doing out there? Like, you know, people are starting to ask questions. They're wondering.
The cock?
And I think you get to a point where if he's winning Super Bowls, that's fine. But eventually you get to a point where you say, hey, we're not getting any better. It might be time to go young and see what else we can do.
And you're talking about the Patriots, right?
Yeah, for the Patriots. They might be saying that for, you know, especially when you got a young guy like Jimmy Garoppolo back there.
I'm going to quote Wilbon again because I love Wilbon. He said it perfectly today. If Tom Brady keeps winning, keeps getting them to playoffs, keeps maybe winning Super Bowls, if he does that all the way to 45, Patriots will keep him. Robert Kraft will keep him. Bill Belichick will love to have him. Once he starts losing, once he starts getting older, and if that success drops, then they're going to have problems.
For sure. Plus, for the Patriots, I mean, to be fair, Tom Brady does his contracts very interestingly to where he moves money around in weird ways.
He thinks
doesn't
about
do all
the
these
future.
guarantees, things like that. So he might be smart and just be like, hey, 1 year contract. 1 year contract.
So the Michael Jordan.
1 year contract. Yeah, he might be doing these things where it's, or even just, you know, incentive-based contracts where things are not going to be guaranteed because that's the only reason that the Patriots are going to say, yeah, you can stick around. Because you're not going to sign a 40-year-old to a 3-year deal.
No, you're not.
With 100,
with
you know, with
signing bonuses.
Huge amounts that are guaranteed. It's not going to happen. No way.
And I am looking up really quick. I want to bring in the kind of the a comparison to this because, like I said, Jimmy Garoppolo to Tom Brady is kind of like the Aaron Rodgers to Brett Favre. And Brett Favre, who is, let's see, how old is he now? 45. When A-Rod came into the league, Brett Favre was 35. So, 2-year difference between where Brady is with Garoppolo as a rookie and where Favre was with Rodgers as a rookie. From 05, you had 05, 06, 07. Favre had 3 seasons with the Packers after that. In 05, which was Rodgers' rookie season, the Packers finished with 4 wins. 4-12.
That's rough.
2006, they finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8. In Brett Favre's last season with the team, they only lost 3 games. They went 13-3, beat the Seahawks in the divisional round, lost to the Giants in overtime in the conference championship, and I believe that's when the Giants beat the Patriots.
And here's the thing about that you got to think about. A thing about that you got to think about, Ricky. It spells it out that, hey, you can be someone good, and we'll still get rid of you.
And I did. The Giants beat the Patriots 17-14.
But I mean, you look at situations like
that was my senior year, your junior year of high school.
Fun times. But you look at Harbaugh getting kicked out of San Francisco, John Fox getting kicked out of Denver.
But those are coaches.
But no, I'm saying that too. And in this situation, Brett Favre, a guy who doesn't come back to his team, even though things were going really well. It's probably a little bit more obvious with coaches, but you get to a point where a player's old and you're just saying, hey, you got to get out, dude. You got to move.
Especially the quarterback position.
We need something else. We can't rely on you forever. Eventually, because it's a selfish thing to do. Eventually, you got to think about the team and what the team needs. The team needs young blood. Otherwise, this team's going to fall apart. If you let Jimmy Garoppolo get to the point where Jimmy Garoppolo gets to leave and be guaranteed to play somewhere, I bet he's going to do that. He's got time right now, obviously, but if Tom Brady's sticking around and Jimmy Garoppolo's contract is coming up, I'm more likely to say, sorry, Tom, you're old. I don't know how long you're going to last. I know I got something in Jimmy Garoppolo right now. I'm giving him the extension. We'll see you later.
And there's
don't play for a rival, please.
To me, there's only one exception to this rule of quarterbacks getting chased out, and that's Joe Montana. Yes, it ended badly because yes, he had a young gun in the form of Steve Young behind him, but Joe Montana still won 2 Super Bowls with Steve Young as his backup.
Oh yeah.
And to me, honestly, this is how I have always felt Brett Favre's career playing out if he won that game against the Giants. If he beats the Giants, beats the Patriots, he retires. Says he's done for good, rides out onto the sunset, Super Bowl champion.
And then comes back.
We don't get the Jet year. We don't get the Viking years, as that hurts me because he did bring us to the
One of the only good things to happen for the Vikings.
Well, that was a great season for especially a Viking fan.
And then he threw an interception. And it all changed.
He got hurt. That was Bountygate.
He threw an interception.
I mean, come on. Can you not say that was a great season for the Vikings?
It definitely was.
We started off 6-0, then lost our first game at Pittsburgh, which to me this day, I still remember what I was doing when we lost that game.
Crying.
I was in the car listening to it on the radio. This is when I used to drive the Hyundai. So I had XM radio. I'm listening to it on XM radio.
So all you listeners know exactly what he's talking about right now.
I'm coming home, and I get home, I park in front of my house, and I just go, okay, I'm going to sit here and listen, because it was fourth quarter. I'm going to listen to this last play, because we're about to go 7-0. And there's a screen pass out to the side, and he dropped it. Taylor dropped it. Just clear screen pass, dropped it. We lost the game, and it was Chester Taylor was the running back. Dropped the screen pass. We lose by 10. I still remember that moment to this day. The only other losses we had at Arizona, at Carolina, in overtime, at Chicago.
Yeah.
All road losses, went perfect at home, beat Dallas in the playoffs, a beatdown, 34-3, then lost in overtime to the Saints. Should have went to the Super Bowl. Should have played the Colts. Should have beat the Colts.
Shouldn't have thrown an interception.
I know.
Shouldn't have thrown it.
That's that game we even had that great bullet from Brett Favre straight to the back of the end zone. Oh, who was the receiver? He was a young kid too. We were playing the Niners, I believe. I'm gonna stat check it, but go ahead, Mark.
But anyways, to get off this Viking tangent because no one cares about the Vikings.
Sorry, I'm gonna bring up that one name.
I mean, if we were talking about the Bears or something, people would be excited. But the Vikings, no.
Greg Lewis,
not at all.
Greg Lewis was his name. That's all I needed to say.
But
back to the Super Bowl.
To talk about Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady. I think if I'm Tom Brady, or I'm a fan
is it going to end
Brady,
badly?
I think it will. But I'm hoping he wins a Super Bowl and he retires right now.
You tell me. Well, he's not going to retire right now.
Of course
he's only 37.
Won't. Of course he won't. But that would be good.
You tell me what's going to happen.
He's only 37 though. That's old. That's old.
He can play to at least 40.
You should retire.
At least 40.
You should retire.
I'm going to ask you what you think is going to happen.
If you win a Super Bowl, you should retire.
Do you think he plays a few more seasons, retires a Patriot, or plays a few seasons, thinks I can play more, and we see him somewhere else? A la Peyton Manning, a la Brett Favre.
I don't doubt that we'll see him somewhere else. I really don't. If he's healthy. If he's healthy, I don't doubt we'll see him somewhere else.
Joe Montana, he went to KC after the 49er years.
And I don't think he's going to play for a division rival. I think he has enough respect, enough pride
the Jets?
not to do that.
Do we see him play for the Jets? Rex Ryan and the Bills?
Oh, that'd be a mess, too. I think he'll go somewhere, probably still in the AFC.
Unitas went to the Chargers after leaving the Colts.
I just don't think... I don't think that Tom Brady has it in him to say no and to let go. I mean, he's the guy who got screwed. You know, he got shafted out of the draft. And he dropped so far back. And since then... Mm-hmm. And since he got his opportunity, he's not ready to ever let it go. And I don't think that the Patriots saying "see you later" is going to be enough.
Before we get to our final predictions on the Super Bowl, I want to bring this in because we talked about it last week with the Colts. What was one of the big positions, Mark, that you said the Colts needed to upgrade with?
They need to upgrade a run game.
Not run game. You said something else last week.
I don't remember.
What other position?
Probably wide receiver.
Wide receiver. This week, today, it was announced that the Colts are close to an agreement with CFL wide receiver Duron Carter, who not only had over 1,000 yards in the CFL this past season for the Montreal Alouettes, he also is the son of former Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a former Viking, Chris Carter.
Here's the thing, Ricky. You're asking a Bears fan about CFL players. You think I care about the CFL? You think I have respect for the CFL?
Not after Trustman.
You think I care about any? Even when Trustman was being talked about, you think I cared about the CFL? No, I said get Bruce Arians. Ricky, that's what I said.
But hey, this has got to be a positive for a Colts team that was one game away from the biggest game in football.
I mean, I guess, but it's a CFL player.
So?
There's a reason he's not playing in the NFL.
Chris Carter's son.
There's a reason he's not playing in the NFL.
Chris Carter's son.
There's a reason he's not playing in the NFL. Ricky.
The only reason
if he could play in the NFL, he would be in the NFL.
The reason why he's not in the NFL is because he had a sketchy pass at Ohio State and Alabama.
If there was a reason he
went
be in the NFL, he
undrafted in 2013. But I just want to throw that out there. We got to get to our predictions. We're getting to the end of the show. What do you got? Games on the line. Seahawks or Patriots? Who you got winning? The biggest game of the year. Tough. Biggest game.
It really comes down to, can the defense stop a high-scoring offense, or can the high-scoring offense say, you can't stop us?
High-scoring offense means New England, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can New England, who's averaging, just under 30 points a game, the Seahawks, though, only giving up about 15, 16 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a pretty big difference in that. You're literally doubling that to get your average points. I don't know. This one's such a tough one. And I would have, without a doubt, 100% said Seahawks are winning this game until Richard Sherman got hurt. That honestly, I mean, Earl Thomas too, but Richard Sherman being hurt is the one thing that makes me go, ooh, I don't know. Because he shuts down an entire side of the field. And I think Tom Brady is a demigod, but he, at least in his own eyes.
He's a deity.
But I think even him, he would say, I probably should think twice before I throw it on that side of the field. Now, the whole field is open.
You want to know what this game's going to come down to?
Don't say
Marshawn Lynch against LeGarrette Blount. Whichever running back has the better day is going to win. That team's going to win the game.
Knowing Bill Belichick.
Belichick.
Whichever running back he decides to let play. Because Bill Belichick does whatever the hell he wants.
Last week, I'm just saying, LeGarrette Blount had 30 rushes for almost 150 yards, 3 tutties.
You know what the Patriots need, and I don't mean any insult by this. They need a spectacular play. And I'm not saying just something big past the Gronkowski.
A big run.
I'm saying they need not that. I'm saying they need a helmet catch. Or they need it magically stuck to the last 2 fingers. They need something crazy to happen, I think.
Edelman or Amendola. Could you imagine if Amendola, a guy that they signed, he's been injury-ridden, has like a spectacular one-handed catch on the sideline, stays in bounds.
He has, like the whole offense of the Seahawks in the last Super Bowl just coming from an injured player. Or you have, Gronkowski magic one-hand catch, just because he's obviously the huge tall guy who can make that happen.
I just hope that we get a close game because really this is the Super Bowl that could have been last year.
Sure.
Because,
But to be fair, the Broncos should have played better.
No, year. I know, but the Patriots could have beat the Broncos. Mm-hmm. This matchup could have happened last year. This is kind of like Seahawks-Broncos sucked. Let's see what Seahawks-Patriots would have been.
Yeah. I do think there's going to be a lot of run game happening in this one.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be Marshawn Lynch.
I do think that Tom Brady attacks that secondary and the corners. I think he's not going to be that fearful.
This is the one game, Mark, where last week had students ask me, "Oh, Mr. Widmer, who do you got winning this game?" And I was like, you know what? Ask me next week. Ask me next week.
And Ricky said, ask me tomorrow.
I had students today. Mr. Widmer, okay, who do you got? And I don't know. I feel like I have to pick the Patriots only because I owe them the all-in mentality because at the beginning of the season, I said Bears-Patriots. That was the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So, I had the Bears beating the Patriots. We're cue the laugh track now. But I feel like since I put the Patriots in there from the beginning of the season, let's go all in. It's going to be Tom Brady hoisting the Lombardi Trophy again, cementing that Hall of Fame resume, and saying, you know what? Maybe I can play till 45. What if?
It's possible. And I'm on the other side of this one because I've been saying throughout the playoffs, there's not a team here who can beat the Seahawks.
But if the Seahawks win, I'm not going to be mad.
Oh, for this one, I don't really care which one wins.
I really want it to be a close game. I really want it to be a close game. The thing, though,
I don't like repeats. I think they're boring. I like when a new team wins, although the Patriots aren't that exciting.
You know what I would really like to see? An overtime game.
No, I don't want to see that.
Overtime in the Super Bowl. Sudden death.
I don't want any overtime in the Super Bowl. Not fun.
What if the Seahawks had to win? They trail early to the Patriots, come back, win in overtime. Last 2 games of the season, they come back to win it.
That'd be interesting.
Huge deficits, come back, win it in OT.
But it also, as a Seahawks, front office, it makes me ask some questions of, why can't we start these games? What's going on here, guys? But that's not the point.
You win it in the end, that's all that counts.
Yeah, but it makes you nervous. Hey, you know who wins it a lot in the end? Matthew Stafford and Tony Romo. What are they doing right now? Sitting on the couch. Yeah. But anyways, I feel like, and I've said, no team in the playoffs can beat the Seattle Seahawks defense. And I don't know because, of course, this defense is a little hurt. But I'm going to ride it out.
So you're going Seahawks, I'm going Pats?
Yep.
You guys tell us in the comments down below, no matter if you're listening to this on SoundCloud, YouTube, tell us down below, who do you think is going to win this year's biggest game, the Super Bowl? That's going to do it here for the onside kick.
One thing, MVP. Who do you have as your MVP? Are you going with Tom Brady?
Well, who wins?
Because you're going with your prediction.
If
you're saying the Patriots win.
If the Patriots win, I'm going to go with Brandon Browner. He's going to make a huge interception for a touchdown. He gets the MVP. I'm going to go on the other end. If the Seahawks win it, it's going to be Marshawn. Crotch grabbing with the trophy.
Here's my things here. Tom Brady wins if the Patriots win because he's Tom Brady.
He's a demigod. We already said that.
He's Tom Brady. If the Seahawks win, though, Russell Wilson will not win it.
No, he didn't win it last year.
Because I'm agreeing with you. It's going to be Marshawn Lynch because he's going to carry the team this year.
Put the team on my back, too.
Now close it out, Ricky.
That's going to do it here for the onside kick. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button. Hit us up. Check out mostvaluablepodcast.com. All the nonstops, the Let's Plays, the podcast, the videos that we're going to be doing about sports. That's your one-stop shop for anything MVP Network. Make sure to hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, at Most Valuable Pod. Leave a comment down below, and as always, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Most Valuable Pod for more great podcasts.